Today we're going to be testing out the theory that dip powder base liquid and dip powder top coat are interchangeable, meaning we can use them either or during the dip powder process. So 2 of my nails in this manicure were done with just base liquid and 2 of them were done completely with just top coat. Can you tell the difference between them? Thank you so much to today's video sponsor, which is Dip Nailed It. She sent me over some of these gorgeous colors from her Moon Sand collection. They go on like butter, you guys. I cannot get over the sparkle. It's just unreal. And this is just a few of them in this gorgeous collection. She also gave me a 25% off coupon to share with you all for your first purchase, or 10% if you're a returning customer. It's just a discount, not a commission or anything, but I wanted to share that with you guys if you decide to make a purchase, because look at how stunning these are. I can't get over it. She's always so generous. So thank you so much, Dip Nailed It, for sponsoring today's video. The shine that you see on my nails is peel base. So peel base allows me to pop off my dip powder in about 1 to 3 days. I'll leave my peel base video linked up above if you're interested, but definitely skip this product if you're looking for longevity on your manicures. I'll be using Dip Nailed It's dip powder liquids. That is a tongue twister. Here is her base. It is step 1. I love her liquids. They come in a glass bottle and she also has the instructions on them, which I also think is amazing. Here's how this science experiment is going to go, y'all. My thumb is going to be the control. So I'm going to do all the same normal steps on my thumb. But on my other 4 fingers, I'm going to use just base for the entire process and just top coat. I've got a little silicone cupcake liner here, and I'm gonna start with dark chocolate covered pretzel. It is this gorgeous deep chocolate brown with a little hint of shimmer. I also want to give Brownie points because this is something I've mentioned in a previous video using her products. I love her rounded brushes. If I could start a petition for every dip liquid to have these brushes, I would do it in a heartbeat. They are amazing. It makes application so much easier. So I'm gonna leave a hairline away with my base liquid like I've normally been doing on my nail, and then we're gonna pour the powder over top. You can see it goes on super easily. Her base liquid is a thinner consistency. I think it's very user-friendly. The powders go on like butter. You can see it's just gorgeous. Now for these 2 fingers, these are going to be my top coat fingers, but my ring finger and pinky are going to be my base coat fingers. So since I'm already using my base liquid and I plan to use this shade on my ring finger, I'm going to keep going on my ring finger. You might be wondering why you would even want to do this. Why interchange your top coat or your base? Well, it could be that you accidentally contaminated your top coat liquid, or maybe you ran out of your base liquid. So many reasons on why you may want to interchange them. So again, this is my control finger, so I'm going to follow the same normal process with my base liquid and do another coat on my thumb. I'm also going to do the same on my ring finger because it's also my base coat finger. Her dip powder base is on the thinner side, so if that is something you like, if that's one of your preferences, you may enjoy her liquids. I just thought this would be a really neat experiment. I've seen so many people ask this question. I thought, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do a little bit of science and see if they're truly interchangeable, or if we're going to be able to notice a difference when we try to use just one of these liquids. So here is Mauve-tastic. It is the perfect name because it absolutely is Mauve-tastic. Now I'm going to do this again with my base liquid on my pinky. So we're gonna do a full nail on my pinky with just our base liquid. All right, now we're gonna go in for our second coat of base liquid. So up until now, everything's gonna look normal. We're just doing our base liquid and our dip powder, but things are about to get weird, you guys. We're gonna start doing our top coat next, and it felt so unnatural for me to do this with top coat. It feels so weird and bizarre. Here's the top coat, y'all. Same beautiful bottle and beautiful brush. And you can see how slow I'm going. This is even sped up, y'all. I was holding my breath. I was waiting for my brush to harden, get goopy, contaminate, and I pour the powder over and it goes on beautifully. Spoiler alert, y'all, it works. There's no difference in this application. I'm looking at it like this is real time. I am just hunting for a difference. I'm looking to see where there's gotta be a catch. There's gotta be a gimmick, and there's not. It works. So I actually learned something about myself during this little experiment, okay? So her base liquid is on the thinner side, while this top coat, which is what I'm using right now again for my second layer, is a little bit thicker. I found it easier for me with the top coat application, you guys, which it makes no sense, okay? So I'm going backwards, I'm going against the grain with this entire process here. But I realized I actually enjoy a little bit thicker of a consistency liquid sometimes now. You'll see it goes on so seamless. The application is beautiful. Again, this is the top coat liquid and it works. I don't know how, I don't know why, but if you ever find yourself in a jam and you have contaminated one of your liquids, you can absolutely interchange them. You'll see here, I accidentally rushed it on dusting off. If you ever see your missing product or divots after you dust off, let it dry a little bit longer. So I'm gonna go in for my second coat with my top coat again, and it just really helps me understand that going back and forth between with the top coat and the base coat, I really enjoy a thicker consistency because I found it easier to control on my nail and have a really clean application. When I look at all of them together, y'all, I cannot see a difference. I don't see a difference in coverage, in thickness, in application, any of it. So I'm just blown away, truly. Remember, these two nails were done with just top coat and these two nails were done with just base. Now I'm going to go in for clear. So I'm going to follow the same steps, the same process with my thumb being the control. I'm going to use my base liquid again, and I'm going to use my base on these two nails as well. I'd love for you guys to tell me down below, have you tried this before? Have you tried to interchange your base and your top coat? And what made you do it? Were you in a jam? Did you accidentally contaminate it? Did you run out? I would love to hear that down below. And I think it's really helpful when y'all comment for others to see, like within our community here, that it works or maybe it doesn't work. Obviously, I can only speak for this liquid system. It's the only one I've tried with it before, but it worked for me and I found it really easy to use, and I will show you guys at the end as well because I'm going to use the base as top coat, so definitely keep watching. I made sure to wait extra long this time to dust it off, and now I'm going to use my top coat with the clear. So again, these are my top coat nails. I'm using the top coat basically in place as the base liquid, and we're gonna dip into the clear, and there was no issues. I was waiting this entire time, y'all, for contamination, for something weird to happen, and it didn't. I was holding my breath thinking I'm gonna mess up this bottle, and it didn't. It worked beautifully. So I'm just scrubbing off all of that excess clear dip powder, and we're going to activate. Now with my activator, I'm going to apply a very generous layer of this to all of the nails and then wait 2 minutes before filing and shaping. I really love the way these colors look matte, but in the sake of the science experiment, I have to follow through so that I can see how the base liquid works as a top coat. All right, here is the before shot, before I file, before I buff. They don't look any different to me. All right, here they are after shaping. I didn't experience anything weird, anything out of the ordinary with the top coat nails. So far, so good. Now we're gonna do another layer of activator to all of the nails again and wait 2 minutes. I also want to celebrate Dip Nailed It during this video because she's coming up on her 1-year business anniversary. So congratulations, Jen, on that big accomplishment. Stay tuned, you guys. She's going to have some fun product launches, some sales. So definitely be on the lookout for that. We need to have a moment to just appreciate this gorgeous manicure mat. I'm obsessed. But y'all, we gotta add the gloss. We gotta see it through. Remember, this is our control nail and these are our 2 top coat nails. So I am gonna do top coat on these 3. So just removing excess liquid on our brush here, then we're gonna go in for 3 quick strokes on the nail. Nothing different. This is my same normal process and the same steps that she suggests for her liquids. And then again on these top coat nails. Her top coat is phenomenal. Obviously I loved it even as a base liquid, but I really do love it as a top coat. It gives such a great shine. And of course these brush bristles make it a breeze. So once once it dries in about, I would say about a minute, I go in for that second coat. The second coat is more detailed, more precise, and I make sure to cap off my free edge. What is so funny is I've been wanting to do this video for a very long time. I get asked this question pretty often, but I never had a surefire answer. But Dip Nailed It, you guys, has this as a little tidbit on her instructions. She actually suggests it for her liquid. So the universe said, time to try it, Chelsea, and Jen was all about it. So I am so glad and grateful she sponsored today's video, because this is definitely one of those little gimmicks, you guys, that's true. You can actually switch the liquids. All right, so here is the top coat nails done, high shine, super glossy. Now we're gonna go in for the base, and I was definitely, again, holding my breath. I didn't know what to expect, but I did my same normal 3 strokes on the nail and wiping my brush off, of course, and I didn't see a difference. I can tell it gets a little bit less shiny on that first coat, but really nothing significant. Here's where I'm gonna do something a little different, y'all. Because I want that high shine, I left a little bit more on my brush this time for my second coat with the base, because I don't want to do it too thin and not get a shine. So just a little tip, if you do have to use your base coat liquid as your top coat, leave a little bit more on your brush for that second layer. It still dries okay, but it'll give you more of a high shine. So now let's compare, let's look at these nails. Can you tell a difference? If someone came up to me with a picture of this manicure, there is no way I would know to look for a difference. But if I have to fine tooth comb it with a magnifying glass, yes, I can see a hairline difference of shine on those base coat nails, but I'm talking minuscule. I would never know to look unless someone pointed it out. So if you're in a bind and all you have is base coat, you can absolutely use it as top coat. And if you accidentally run out of base coat, or maybe you contaminate it, you can definitely use your top coat as a base as well. Y'all, my brain is just still trying to process it. I learned I do enjoy a thicker consistency liquid, and I also learned they're interchangeable. So thank you so much, Dip Nailed It, for letting me do this little science experiment today and sponsoring today's video. Here's the thickness of them so you can see there is no difference. And thank y'all for joining me. I hope you found today's video helpful. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see y'all next week.